Welcome to Nostology. We're your host. I'm Shelley.
And I'm Jessica. And today we are going to talk about roof damage, which is, well, happening a lot right now with the weather we've had. So we actually have a special guest today. Mike Briscoe with Classic Roof Systems out of Argyle is joining us to talk about what to do when you have roof damage. So
Thanks, Mike.
yes, we're excited to have you here.
Thank you. It's fun to be here. This is cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I do want to give Mike a shout out. He's been awesome. I've been working with him for years. He's helped a lot of my clients. He did my roof. It's funny because every time we have a tornado warning and I'm sitting in my closet with the kids, hunkering down, I'm always texting Mike a list of addresses for all my properties that I have on the market or pending so that he can go check them out the next day because I mean, that's the worst thing to have happen during a real estate transaction is to need a new roof. So
absolutely. Had that happen with these last storms myself, being on the lending side where we had to quickly get a roof repaired before the buyer could proceed.
Yes. Well, so tell us, if somebody does experience a bad hailstorm or strong winds and they're worried about their roof, what should be the first step? What should they do? Should they call insurance?
No, actually your first step is go ahead and call your preferred contractor, hopefully me.
Yeah,
and
would be Mike now. Mike, I need your phone number. I'm going to call you for every storm.
Sure. Yeah. Insurance prefers us to inspect first. So in reference to like wind is prototypically just repairs, things like that. So that's kind of a minor thing, but can create a lot of anxiety if you got shingles missing, et cetera, worried about potential water leaks, whatever. As far as the hail goes, which we're just out of the season, but in the spring, that's when the dominant hail season hits, especially here in North Texas or any part of Texas. So yeah, they really want us to come out, inspect it to see if it has sufficient damage to justify a claim. And so our background is claims heavily. As you know, I've looked at a lot of your personal properties, your house, et cetera. Our vibe is we have completed 9,000 plus claims.
Wow.
We are super savvy in the claims process to get it from the beginning to the very end. So that's kind of our expertise is understanding, is there sufficient damage? And if so, then what are the next steps? And so for us, obviously we want to verbally tell that to the homeowner and or realtors. And then we also provide a written document because a lot of times, especially in your industry as well, you can say something, but if it's a new topic, a lot of the information can be lost. And so we hand off a written document of really the process or the procedure from what's next, kind of what's the next step to do that. So that's how it starts.
Awesome. You're very organized.
Yeah.
We see this a lot with roofers showing up at people's doors, especially after we've had a big storm. How should a homeowner go about finding a roofer to trust?
Well, so the great thing about Texas is it's the right to work state. And so, of course, I love that. The challenge in our industry currently and the roofing industry, there is no licensing. So everybody can become an expert overnight. And so I would be cautious about that. Typically, like in every trades industry, take a trusted referral from someone like yourself. Obviously, you be in the industry, you create trusted referrals. And so, from your experience, who is a reliable source. So not to, everybody's hard workers. Prototypically, if you're going that approach, you really don't have a lot of business. And so you're trying to create it. So just go with somebody that has potentially history that you can trust. That's what I would go with that.
Yeah. So what you were saying, because Texas, since we don't have any kind of licensing requirements, there's nothing that you can do to go look them up to make sure that they're licensed like you could, a real estate agent or an electrician or something.
Yeah, we're one of the few, potentially what's happened or is happening and depends on the area. So some cities, towns here, we're primarily in North Texas, require a permit. Not everyone does, but those that do, we actually like that because that requires us to register and to pull the permit. And then in many cities, they require us to carry liability insurance. And in our industry, we're the most expensive because the guys are on the roof versus guys that are inside painting, whatnot. And so it's expensive. And so most guys don't have it. That negates a lot of guys to pull permits in a lot of areas. So, yeah. So I like that personally.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, I was going to say, would that be a good question for people to ask when, they're talking to roofers? If it's not you, if they are just
For personal protection, probably to have the general liability. If you have that, you're most likely you've been in the industry for a while, because it's extraordinarily pricey, but it's protecting not only the homeowner, but it's protecting my guys as well. And obviously, you never want to use that, but from a homeowner's perspective, yeah, if per chance, which no one ever wants to, but it protects them. So. And if you have it, you can produce it instantaneously. And many companies that have been in the industry for a while have it. You have to. That's part of it, or you should.
Yeah, that's great. Well, are there any things that you see when a homeowner is doing their first roof repair replacement that you see surprises them that they weren't expecting to have to deal with?
Possibly the pricing.
Pricing?
Is in our current world of anything from real estate pricing to whatever, that's always a big number, of course. So in the repair side, what you would think would be quite cost inexpensive is not. For us, we have like a minimum, even for our guys to show up with insurance costs there, it is costly. So, or can't, that's relatively speaking. Now, on the probably the insurance side is just like in, say, home pricing. Everything's kind of fantastical compared to 5 and 10 years ago. But
absolutely,
we just we're doing things that 5 years ago we didn't think we would do in the world of purchasing. And it is interesting that we casually talk about the numbers that we do.
Yes.
So that's probably interesting to them. But to guide everybody through that, our pitch, if you will, is that we know the process. And
yes.
As in industries or insurance, that we all have health insurance, stuff like that, is we know it from front to back. And so we really ask for someone to we just carry the ball. First job is to manage the money, and then we do the work and the paperwork. And it's a super hands-free, one-stop. So most claims that we do are complex. So it all begins with the roof, which is the bulk of a claim. But it's gutters and fence and windows and painting and stuff like that. So in reality, we become a general contractor, but we do it all. So yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, you guys surprised me on mine when didn't realize I was going to have coverage for my garage door because I had hail dents on my garage door. So when he brought it to me, Mike was like, "Yeah, you've got money here to fix your garage door or replace it." So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was even going to come up with the garage door. Yeah, I mean, on my side, I especially when it comes to somebody who's trying to buy or sell a house and we're dealing with it, a lot of people are surprised just by how complicated it is involving insurance. I think that's why it's one of the most, I don't know, the repairs that we have to struggle with the most, because you can't just send out a contractor. The insurance just makes it take so long.
Yeah. And for like yourself, what we obviously want to be, part of your system is to provide documentation. Because, when you get an inspection, it's a very generalized statement. And so therefore you need to get qualified or trusted contractors in industries that can verify that it really is an issue or not, and then to generate a document for us. As you know, we generate a lot of documents of insurability because we need to know the age, etc. So that's a thing. So we do provide that. There is maybe I'm trending off on the topic here, but in something to be of interest for you, there's a trend in the industry of insurance and homeowner coverage. Typically, all homeowners have a replacement cost value, and we call it RC claim, which is like full coverage. Some carriers, not all, some carriers, not to name any names, are looking to, at 15 years of age, they can automatically slip it to what's called an ACV, or actual cash value. And what that means is that you only get paid a prorated amount. And here's a
Oh my goodness. I am dealing with this right now, Mike, with my mother's house that I'm selling. And this is exactly what happened. And she signed some document, and now the roof needs to be replaced. It's 20 years old and we have to pay 70%. What's up with that?
well, so it's a slippery slope. A lot of times, when you renew your insurance, it's just there it is. We're just going to pay it. And so, I mean, none of us really read all that. But on the real estate side there, we want to kind of maybe, if you think a house is trending towards that age, 15 years, let's get it inspected. Maybe it has some potential damage that we can generate a claim prior to that 15-year age mark. Not every carrier is doing it, but as you see on your personal experience. So yeah, I mean, when you amortize or depreciate a roof, it's all based on a 30-year life. So at 15 years, it's 50% worn out. So, right at the gate, there's 50% loss. In your case, you had a 20-year roof there, so it was even more.
Yes.
So the
we have
point
to pay
is,
the deductible and 70%. So it's really not even worth going through insurance, honestly, for that in this case. But I was blindsided by that because I didn't even know that was a thing. So
yeah, it's a newer thing. And just here in the last 3 to 4 years, it's become a thing. And typically once one carrier sees it, others trend with that. Because well, and I mean, everything is about creating income or money for whomever. So if they see that away, it's in the same trend of people going from 1% to 2% deductible.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, we're seeing a lot more minimum. Instead of the minimum being 1, it's 1.5 or 2.
I'm seeing that too.
It's a new trend. I'm not saying anybody likes it, but some carriers, that's all they're offering. So you'll see it, and you'll see carriers come in and out of the metro. We'll just talk about DFW. So, some carriers will quit writing policies locally, for their exposure, and then somebody else will come in and take them over, the policies. So in your industry, like that, you have trusted insurance people that you like and trust there. You kind of maybe need to, obviously I'm a homeowner as well, right? So interestingly, it's like you need to reevaluate your personal insurance every 3 to 5 years. The old trend was maybe like your mom or whatever, I'm with this carrier 20 years, 25, 50. I'm your number one customer. It's really not. It's the newest guy. It's getting the best deal. That's an irony.
Absolutely right.
So it's kind of like, think about it, think, oh, this is my friend, whatever, but you might not want to revisit that. I mean, that's what we do. I stay connected with a multi-line carrier. That's just because in the field, we get asked all the time. We deal with every carrier, and some are better than the others.
A little more challenging, challenging.
Yeah. And so, just like, Jessica's asked, who do you like for this and that? We are asked on that. And so you just need to kind of consider your options every 3 to 5 years and make sure you're getting value for, your personal thing.
I have my property and our investment property with a insurance broker. So they shop it around every year, anytime we come up for renewal. And we've been moving around a lot, which is a headache, especially when you have to notify your mortgage company and do all that. But to save that money right now, because it's gotten so high.
It has. Well, Mike, you brought this up, this 15-year marker. So I'm just kind of curious about, I'm thinking about my personal roof right now. I'm going on 9 years and I haven't had it replaced yet. I'm like, is there a time frame that, I guess sometime, before the 15-year marker that you need to have it checked out, or that, I don't know. I just kind of look, this.
Okay,
this
Mike, you need to come over to Shelley's house now and check her roof for her.
All I'm doing is looking around going, are my neighbors replacing their roofs right now? So there's been hail and damage. So I'm just wondering if it's something, you should kind of put on your to-do list with house maintenance, have it checked every so often. Do you recommend something like that?
Yes. As Jessica kind of mentioned in the beginning, because you don't know, first off, roofs decline, right? They're more susceptible. And so since hail happens every spring somewhere here in the metro, and it's unknown, the easiest way is for a homeowner, if you're unsure, it takes seconds. I mean, it's super cut and dry. Just go ahead and say, hey, it's your convenience. If you're not in dire straits or whatever, Yeah, call me or somebody, your trusted contractor, and have him, pop a ladder up as well to see. And, for us, I mean, I'm a licensed adjuster as well, so we know A to Z how that works. But yeah, to answer your question straight on, it's a 5-minute call, just kind of like when Jessica said, here's my 8, 10, 12, 20 properties. Put it in.
And she's gonna
Mike, I know
load
you're
up here
sitting in a
next
closet
week.
right now
Yeah.
while there's a tornado coming through the area, but here, please put these on your, put these on your calendar for tomorrow.
Which is great because then you can, Jake and myself will, put a ladder up there. And, I mean, it's A or B. I mean, if it is, then we take the next steps. If not, no problem. So for us, just kind of on your question, sometimes you're not thinking about it. So whenever there is a claim made, needs to be what's called a datum and event. And so, Big Brother, we have a nice app that we can tap in your address to that and know when all storms came across. So even if it didn't happen currently, we can go back and find that. And so, and all
find the date of the last big storm
because
that
they
we got.
do ask that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Well, I mean, I'm asking that, Mike, and I'm glad to meet you today because, and this is probably something that, I mean, I've heard other people say this, like they're scared to call after a storm because they're scared, like, oh my gosh, they're just going to tell me it needs to be replaced and it doesn't really need to be, kind of thing. So it's nice to meet a professional like yourself that you are trusted, and you guys have been around for a while doing this, and I would feel comfortable doing that because quite honestly, that's what's held me up. I didn't know somebody personally, and I'm scared they're going to come out and tell me when I don't need a new roof because Jessica,
Well,
we
there
have talked
are
about like some shady contractor type people
yeah.
Out there, so I'm nervous I'm not going to answer the door and have somebody tell me, yeah, hey, we want to come replace your roof, and I have no idea who they are.
I've had clients who've been involved in lawsuits from the guy. Oh, there was one. It was a whole street. This guy hit up a street. Everyone used him to do their roof after a storm, and he disappeared with everyone's money. So there were lawsuits and stuff, and it was still tied to the house by the time he went to go sell it, and had the lawsuit still attached to the house. It was just a mess. So, but yeah, there's a lot out there, and I've also seen the ones that tell you it's totaled, and then they get insurance out, and insurance says there's nothing wrong. So that's what I mean, that's why I have Mike go out to go look. And well, he did a house for my buyer the other day, and the roof is bad. It's probably uninsurable, but there's no hail damage. It's just a really old roof. So he already knows that it's probably not getting, insurance is not going to pay for it
just because it's old.
Because it wasn't connected to hail damage. So that's what I love. We can have him go out, and I know he knows the process, so we know exactly what to expect. So.
Okay, I think that's cool because now, Mike, I'm going to be telling you, like, okay, I've lived here since this year. How many storms have hit? And come out and check my roof for hail damage because I probably do need a new roof.
Well, so a couple points here from our conversation is, first off, for you personally and your homeowners, is that if perchance it does have damage, the upside, and of course, that's why I love the industry I'm in, it is not a neglect claim, so it does not cause your rates to go up.
That's excellent.
A lot of people are cautious about that, think, oh, I don't want to make it cause my rates to go up there. It's considered an act of God, which is fantastic. So that's why I love the industry I'm in. As Jessica knows, we're fully funded. So we actually take all the risk. So we don't do any money down. And actually, we set materials, we do the work, and then we start working on the money. This keeps it very straightforward. That's for friends and new friends. And so, yeah, that's
wonderful.
it keeps everybody from running off everybody's money. And,
yes.
and there are a lot of, unfortunately, guys in our industry that the standard roof guy says every roof has damage, of course, but it's easier to just be straight. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And just go from there.
That. It's an act of God, because that's also another thing that people get concerned about is, insurance claims insurance in general has gone up so much that nobody wants to file a claim. So I didn't even realize that. I also know rats, by the way, are an act of God. Did you know that?
Oh, rats. Shelley's had a rat problem. She had rats in her attic.
Don't be scared to come to my house. Don't be scared.
They just ate her car engine. So.
Oh yeah. That's a whole other story. But yeah, don't be scared. They're okay. They won't come out until nighttime. You'll be all right.
Good. Awesome.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions we had for you, but thank you so much. And I will be sharing links on our social media channels. So if people want to get in touch with Mike and need his help, you guys serve all of DFW, correct?
All of DFW. All right.
Great. Well,
Wonderful. This
thank
has
you
been
so
awesome.
much. And we appreciate you joining us today and sharing all your insight.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
That was so great having Mike on. I personally learned a lot,
I'm glad.
especially like, I need to have my roof checked out. Don't be scared of it. And it's an act of God, and it's not really going to impact me personally for filing like a ton of claims on my house or something.
Yeah. I mean, overall, and we're going to have one of our insurance, agents on to talk to us more about it. So yeah, all the claims overall from storms has had an impact. So that's why we're seeing higher,
Definitely.
but you're not at fault. It's not like when you fry a turkey and set your house on fire, then you're at fault for stupidity there with
there
that.
you go.
But yeah, it's, yes, you won't be held accountable for that. But I think the biggest thing is if you are considering putting your home on the market, definitely have it checked. That's something I tell all my sellers. It doesn't matter if you want to sell your house as is, you need a quick, like any situation, you need to check your roof first.
Absolutely.
Because that process with insurance, you can't make insurance go faster.
Oh, it might take a while. So do it before.
Because you have to file the claim and then wait a while for an adjuster to come out. And then they approve it. And then you're waiting on paperwork. And then it's 2 checks, one before. And then there's the depreciation check after the roof is done. Both are snail mailed. And I've asked, they will not expedite.
Oh my goodness. In today's age, that's crazy.
Then what do you have to do with the check when you get it?
Oh, well, you might need to have it signed by your mortgage person.
Yep, you have to send it off to your mortgage company, and then they sign it, and then snail mail it back to you so you can deposit it. It's a long process. There's actually a couple insurance companies now, though, that have electronic payments, finally.
Really?
Yeah, there's a couple. So we had one, it was actually 2 years ago. Mike was on that one. They had money like the next day because they did electronic, and it didn't have to be signed off by the mortgage company.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. Everybody needs to do that.
Why are we still snail mailing checks?
That's a whole nother story.
In 2024.
That's ridiculous.
So
nobody even has stamps anymore.
I know. Oh gosh. And kids now don't even know how to write a check. Like how a check is to be filled out. Address an envelope. My kids too.
Oh, well, your kids know everything. I know, because you teach them everything. Oh. They're amazing.
Oh, yes, they do not know how to write a check, though, because we do not. I don't even think we have a checkbook anymore. So we haven't refilled checks because you don't need them.
You really don't need them.
But yeah, this was great. And yes, have your roof checked, even if you're not selling your house, like Shelley. I've already put you on a group chat with Mike.
Thank you. I know.
He can come out and check your roof.
For sure. I just, I was scared. I was scared it's going to hurt my insurance, or I was scared that somebody was going to try to scam me when it didn't really need to be replaced. So I just hadn't had it done, but I'm going to now.
So he'll come out and check it and see what you need to do.
He'll be out here next week.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to follow us on our socials. It's Nestology Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You can also email us at nestologypodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, I'm going to drop contact info on the social media sites and in the show notes, so that way you know how to get a hold of Mike if you need your roof checked here in DFW.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us, where we help you make the best of your nest.
Bye.
Bye.